everybody? We're back testing again this week at the same place we were last week, where I ran my first 9, Mid-Michigan Motorplex in Stanton, Michigan. We had a little bit of hardships, but we'll get to that after I show you the passes and kind of talk about what we did each pass. The car's still not turned up, and everybody was struggling that I was there with. It was just, everybody had issues that day. I don't know what the deal was, but I'll show you guys the passes. So if you guys watched the last video in its entirety, I kind of talked about possibly doing like a get together with another YouTuber, and that didn't pan out. I did see him at the track, but everybody there that day was struggling. My friend John blew a tire on his trailer on the way there. My car wasn't done, and we're going to talk about what I had to go through to get the car to go straight, because it was just a nightmare. The other YouTuber that's from Michigan is Josh at Snydertron 3000. It was really cool to talk to him. I'm sad I didn't really get to see his RX-7 run. His friend John with the 4-door Blazer was having wheelie issues, and Josh, if you watch his video, he'll kind of explain what he had going on with the suspension on his RX-7. So there was a fair share of issues going around. If you guys watched the last video though, I kind of told you that I was going to move my spring mount location from the top hole to the bottom hole on the US Car Tool leaf spring mounts to try to kill some anti-squat. And I got that all done, stayed up late Friday to do that. Testing was supposed to be at 5. And Saturday morning I woke up early, finished up a couple things, and then went to go drive the car to make sure everything was good before we took it down there, which is about a little more than an hour from here, from my house. And the car was driving really hard, and couldn't figure out why. I changed the anti-roll bar linkages. I changed the Caltrac pressure or preload to try to get it to turn left more, but it kept making the steering feel funny in the car. This car also has torsion bars like a GM product, so you can like jack the front one way or the other. I did that, didn't work. Checked all the tire pressures, that didn't do anything. And I essentially spent from like 9 o'clock to about 1 o'clock trying to figure out what's going on with the thing. And I finally just said, you know what? I'm tired of filling this car up full of dirt, because I live on a dirt road. So I don't know if you guys know that, but I was just tired of beating it up and down the dirt road to try to test it. And I just said, screw it, I'll load it up and drag it there and hopefully be able to make a pass. And so I took the girlfriend to get something to eat. On the way down there, we picked up a couple things from Harbor Freight. I wanted a toolkit for the truck. And we get there at like 3:30, 4 o'clock. John texts me that his tire was blown on his trailer. So I'm like, oh great, this is gonna be great. So I get the car unloaded and start trying to figure out something, reset the Caltrex again in the parking lot, doesn't do anything. Reset the anti-roll bar again, doesn't do anything. And mess with the tire pressures. I'm trying to like put 2 turns of preload in the anti-roll bar, which is way more than I put in when I was here at the house. And it still just made the car feel not good. And finally, John got there, my friend, and I kind of went down while I was driving through the pits, because every time I would change something on the car, I would drive it through the pit to see if it was turning, and it still was. And at the one point, I seen Josh, like I was saying, and stopped down, talked to him, looked at his car, and just kind of was BSing. And was essentially waiting for my friend to show up. And when he did, I said, well, I'll make a light pass and see how bad it is. And it was bad. I don't even remember what it ran. I didn't leave on much boost. It pulled right really hard. And I said, I guess, well, we'll just pull it apart in the pits and figure it out from there. And I spent from like 6 or 6:30 until almost 9 o'clock, and testing closed at 10. Basically undoing everything I did the night before. And the only thing I can justify on it that happened is I got some Calvert lowering blocks. And I know you're not probably supposed to use this many, but these are 1/2 inch. And I don't know if the centering pins on them are just so much offset that it pushed the axle forward or backward a certain way, but I ended up taking the lowering blocks out. I brought my other U-bolts because I had to get new U-bolts to run them. And so I took them out, put the old U-bolts on, and then had to use my pinion angle gauge to re-shim pinion angle. And I've got some 2-degree wedges. These are 4s, but they're Calvert wedges. And so I put the spring eye, and I had originally put it in the top. I went to the bottom, and I had all them lowering blocks. So I moved it up to the center and then put that 2-degree shim in. And we had 6 degrees down on the pinion angle, working angle, which was, it's on the high side, but I've used 6 degrees before. And it worked. First pass after all the modifications, I said I was going to take it easy, but I was kind of flustered and out of time, and everybody was already leaving. And yeah, I left. I was going to leave whenever the other guy left, which there's a diesel truck next to me. And he sat at the light a while, and by the time he left, I looked down and it was already 10 pounds. So I let go of the button and it went straight. And so I just stayed in it, past the 8th mile, and then about 1,000 foot, I don't know if there's a dip or something, but it started to move a little bit. And I let out on the log, it says like 7.5 seconds. So I let out then and coasted, pulled the chute, and it went at 9:47. So that's that pass was a 5. It was a 5-second 8th mile. I guess I won't discuss times on it. Due to the people that I race, I want to kind of respect that they do know time and stuff. Car's obviously not turned up. It's still on 18 pounds. But the ramp is really slow still. It's getting to that 18 pounds at like 2 seconds of a ramp, and that's a really sticky track. I just didn't want to have wheelie issues. So yeah, I still think the 60 foot needs work. I still think that the separation still isn't under control, but it's better. The shocks are pretty well all the way turned off on Rebound, and they still extend too fast. So what I think I'm gonna do is I've got Ubley, a race at Ubley. It's called Ubley Unglued. So no prep front side. And then I've got Detroit Hood TV's race at Onondaga that I want to go to the 30th. So that'll be the 23rd is Ubley, the 30th is Onondaga. I'd like to go to them two, and I'm going to start saving up for a set of QA1 mod series, triple adjustable shocks that have low and high speed rebound. And hopefully those will lock down the separation on the car where I can just basically shut off high speed and turn the low speed in until I can get a gradual like extension for 100 foot. I'd be happy. But yeah, I think if we go back to run a number, to run the 8, which I still want to try to do, I'm gonna put the car on radials. I have a set, they're sitting here. I was just trying to get what would work for these slicks because I'm gonna run, which obviously the no prep stuff isn't even remotely the same as a prep track like that for a slick, but it's just kind of a sanity check because I'm changing so much stuff that I don't really have like a zero where I know stuff will work. So I was just trying to get, I guess, a baseline of what the suspension will do if I try to leave on 10 pounds. And not that I don't think that we're going to be leaving that hard at Ubley, but I don't know, might go out first round. If I do, might make a few test passes. We'll film it all, but I don't know how much help I might have filming there. So yeah, I don't want to hold you guys up any longer. Thank you guys for watching. If you watched to this point, you the real MVPs, and I will see you guys at the racetrack. Actually, I might have a couple like wrenching videos, but eventually we'll be back for Ubley. It might take a week or two to get the video released, but yeah, I'll have that video out soon, and then soon after Onondaga if we make it to it. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.